Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony for Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Marvel Legends retro style carded figure wave of Spider-Man characters, which is awesome. Spider-Man figures usually get the best treatment for the comic book line, and I happen to have a lot of nostalgia for this style of packaging and these characters from the cartoon type situation, so this is just right up my alley. I'm very happy with it, and this figure is one that I think we sorely need. We did get an ELECTRO recently, which was almost there. It was almost what we want to look like that, but now we actually have one, and the question is it any good, or is it a bag of butts? Well, I'm gonna tell you. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands to the top of his head. Let's do it this way. To the top of his head, just about 6.5 inches. Makes him pretty close to 16.5 centimeters. If you want to count his lightning thingy, let's say a little over 18.5 centimeters. And that's going to be, I guess, about 17 3/8 inches to the tippity top all the way up here. And at first glance, this guy does not look like a bag of butts. That's a good thing. First glances are important. That's probably the most important thing for a figure that's going to go sit on a shelf. If you care about the artistic value or the dollar value or anything else other than first glances, this review is going to be for you. I notice right off the bat, it looks pretty good. He's got a little bit of a beefier build. He's not one of those super lanky builds that they keep putting characters like ELECTRO on, so that's awesome. I noticed that the line work for the yellow lightning is very clean for the most part. It's not perfect. It's still a Hasbro figure for 20 bucks. That's fine. I get it, but this is clean enough. It's not very opaque though. The yellow, because it is not opaque, does have a tinge of green to it. There's a little bit of green poking through. At first glance, you may not notice it, but if you look at it at all, beyond that, you're going to notice it should be a little bit more yellow. This is much more yellow than this. That's a bit of a bummer. That's okay. The face, though, does look really nice. Let's look at that. The eyes are definitely a little wide, though. Why is that such a thing with Hasbro? I know they have more than one sculptor, but it seems like the one that doesn't do the eyes too wide makes almost none of the figures. It's weird, but his eyes are very wide. They're not super noticeable because of his weird lightning face, but they are pretty wide. But still, including that, it's still a pretty nicely done face. The teeth are showing and they're done well. The eyes are tampography, but they're not too bad, so that's okay. These guys are molded yellow. Essentially all the yellow is molded except for the lightning streaks, so that's why those don't look good. Everything else does look good. And down here they made the good choice of painting the green, and the green lines up or matches color-wise pretty well, so that's good. He does have the body where it looks like he's actually wearing a suit. It's not just green painted muscles. He's got cloth wrinkling going on, and that looks really nice on this guy. It suits him, no pun intended. I intended it a little bit. As for the anatomy, the only thing that really bugs me is he's got a huge thigh gap, and he's got those super defined sausage-looking legs where the thighs are smaller than the calves, and the calves are huge on this one. And the way the lower legs are done, it makes him look like he's wearing oversized knee-high socks that have fallen down a little bit. It's a strange look. And I want to just show you something real quick. Where did the package go? How did it get all the way over there? Okay, good thing I have long arms. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the thighs and the calves ratio. I don't mind when they have big calves, but the thighs have to be bigger than the lower leg. That's how humans work. This isn't even a particularly muscular drawing for a superhero or villain, but you have to have thicker thighs than the calves. That's all there is to it. You need that, or it looks freaking weird. This is a perfect example of how it looks freaking weird. They're reversed, not lengthwise. They got the length pretty good on this, but the calf is way bigger than the quads. It gives him a really weird, like he's made out of sausage and all the meat inside the casing started to come down to here. It's weird, and it's an odd analogy, but it conveyed the idea. It still looks good though. I'm gonna give the aesthetic. I want to give it a higher rating because I really personally enjoy this figure, but it's really only worth a 7 because the lightning needs to be more yellow, the painted lightning, and the legs need to be done better. They stick out too far on the side. He has lumpy hips right here and a big thigh gap, which is odd. He's really packing something in, but never mind. Okay, so 7. As far as accessories go, he's got 2 fist hands and 2 lightning hands. Now the hands are made out of translucent yellow plastic with the yellow painted on. The thumbs look like they're melting though, and so that's not good because they got yellow paint all up on the lightning part. It looks like he's actually melted his gloves with the lightning. So again, at first glance, it's going to look okay, but if you look at it at all, it looks really terrible. Like, terrible. Why didn't they just give us lightning effects to put over his fists? Look, 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 I'll get the package again. Why do I keep throwing it so far away? Look at the package. He's got fist hands and lightning coming out. Just give us a lightning effect. Slap it on there. Why make new hands that look like crap? Okay, so accessories 5 out of 10. Time for the articulation. He can look up nicely, very nicely. He can look down, other than these things getting in the way. No problem at all. Very, very nice. Head rotation is fine. Any attitude on this guy? A little bit. That's pretty good. The head is seated nicely on the neck. No problems there. Let's just do a quick comparison because I think it warrants it. This guy can look up wonderfully. This Spider-Man with this goofy-ass double ball peg that's very terribly implemented and has a giant hole in the back of the neck. And that's what he looks like when he looks up. Every time I review another one of the figures from this wave, that Spider-Man gets worse and worse. Excellent neck joint. Shoulders on this guy. A little bit stiff, but that's okay, is what she said. They work just fine, better than horizontal. You do get your full rotation. Bicep swivel is okay. We've seen these parts before. He's a little bubbly looking, but it suits this guy well enough. It's okay. Double jointed elbow is fine. Wrists obviously have a swivel. Obviously, there's a swivel and a hinge. The crunch goes back a little bit. That's okay. The paint is continued. That's nice. Going forward, we get a decent crunch going forward. About as good as Spider-Man. And that's a shame. That's all there. This guy doesn't have the best splits, but it's going to be enough for him. For this character, that'll be alright. Legs do go forward nicely. They don't go too far back, really. Thigh swivel is there. Double jointed knee, still terrible. Still terrible from the very first time they issued it. They still haven't corrected it. Seems like they just don't want to make a new mold. And I get that, but it's still not a good knee joint. You do get a boot swivel, which is okay if you like boot swivels. If you don't like it, it's easily hidden, at least well enough. The feet do go all the way back. And let's see if they go forward over that lump. Over that lump, they go really far forward. That's great. You get a decent ankle rocker and a swivel. That is fine. So articulation on this guy is not too spiffy. It's not too shabby. It is kind of spiffy. Nothing crazy, but it's definitely solid. I'll give it an 8. That's a decent batch of articulation right there. Nothing really stands out as being a problem. So that's good. This guy gets a final verdict of I like it a whole lot personally. Objectively, there's a little bit more to dislike, but it's still a solid release. I'm going to give it an 8. If that lightning on the chest was a little bit more yellow and less translucent, this guy would have well, not much higher, it's already an 8, but it would have a higher rating, but it's still a really nice release. And of course, we need to fix that anatomy on the legs. But nobody looks at legs anyway. That's why when you go to the gym, everybody's working out upper bodies, so I get it. That's fine. So yeah, I think you guys should get it. If you're a Spider-Man fan, if you're a Marvel Legends fan, if you're a fun figure collecting fan, then just grab one. I think you'll enjoy it. There it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs up anyway. And if you haven't subscribed, do it. Click the subscribe button, click the bell, turn on all notifications, do everything that they can possibly prompt you to do. And I don't even know what it asks you to do, but do it all. Sign your soul away, give me your social, whatever it is you need to do to get my videos, that's what you should do. And you should do that because I do have new videos almost every day. And on the days I don't, I have thousands already on the channel. So you can watch stuff every day. You could probably watch a video every day on my channel, including new ones and old ones, and never run out of content. That's how much I upload and how much I already have. From here until the time you die, you'll have a new video to watch from me every single day. Think of that. And it's all free. So come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.